Australia. You are watching Glo'Karmic TV.
Yes, you are watching Glow Lady TV. Do you like my tiara? That's what you wear when you're having a party.
Yes.
And I had a birthday party yesterday. So I'm
happy
celebrating.
Birthday.
Thank you, thank you. There's a couple of things that I'm gonna. Oh wow! Thank you. Isn't that nice? I have friends. I have friends and family. Oh. What would you do without friends and family? And I guess you're wondering, yes, I am going makeup less. I don't know how many more times I will do that. It was kind of like an ego thing. My doctor said that I should go without makeup in order to detoxify my body. So I'm going to see if I go without makeup if you do not see my circles under my eyes, if that does have an effect. So I'll let you know. It's not as if you won't see, but there's a gas station over on Haywood Road, and I would like to say, hey man, you guys are really doing a good job. It's right there. I think it's where Brevard Road comes out. Oh, no. Yeah, no. It's to the west of. And I can't remember the girl's name, but she was like way cool, and I said that I was going to be doing a shout out to her. And also the Circle. I'm going to be there again on Sunday, 2 to 6. 12 to 6, sorry. And that's also on Haywood Road. I was there last Sunday, had a very great time, and even had some Pineapple Jack's food. And
Pineapple Jack's food? What is that?
Oh, man.
Tell me about that.
The restaurant's called Pineapple Jack, and they bartered for lunch.
Oh, how nice.
So I had a chicken wrap, and I mean, it was, it was very good.
Good.
And then last week I had gone Rely Local. You know how I keep saying about it's important to rely on the local, your neighbors, things like that. Well, Rely Local had a meet and greet over at Eddie's Hot Dogs over on Leicester Highway. That was last Friday. And I know that they have different things every week. Today is March 4th, and remember, on the 4th, for world peace. Well, they had started, as in, I think it was the Native Elders, 4 Directions, 4 Colors. I think that they are the ones who had initiated the 12 a.m. until 12 a.m. on the 5th for 24 hours. If you're keeping an eye on what's going on the different shows on URTV, one of them that I was watching today, corporations. Did you know that corporations, the construction of them is non-fictitious? I mean, they were talking about the Constitution, and it's like corporations are non-fiction. They do not exist. Then how can they be running our government? And that's what we got to keep an eye on. And I had gone to the county commission meeting, Buncombe County Commissioners meeting, and that's something that you're going to be seeing this week. I don't quite know what time it's going to be on, but it will be Buncombe County Commission meeting. And you're going to see what they do behind the scenes while the meeting is going on. That means they are playing on their computer, they are writing down while people are addressing. And it's like, you think that they would be a little bit more respectful and actually listen to what the people were saying.
Who is doing this? The commissioners?
Well, I guess you're just going to have to watch the video and see.
Okay, because we just saw one, but I didn't see that.
Well, that's because you don't see that.
Okay.
You only see what they want you to see.
Okay.
You don't see what's going on behind the scenes. And you should have seen all the police officers that they had there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
And then when I came out of the courtroom, I mean, it was like, cockroaches to light, where they just scattered quick. Yeah, it was very interesting. But we are on the agenda. I think it is for April 5th. But URTV is on the agenda in order to say, hey, we think that you are misappropriating some funds. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I heard one of the producers here, Troy, I heard him ask for some information. He wanted a readout on how the funds were being divided between
Right. Well,
the
he
different.
came in a little bit late, so I don't know if he was able to get that information.
They said he could. They were very.
Oh, that was last
upfront.
week though,
Uh,
because see, he missed this week, so that's
okay,
what I was saying.
so I'm seeing the rerun from 2 weeks ago. Okay, yeah, that's the one I saw where you spoke and where Jeff Turner had a suit on.
Well, I think that Jeff Turner had a suit on again.
Oh, did he?
I'm trying to think if he spoke. But
Okay.
yeah. Did I have a sweater and no makeup on?
No.
Okay. No.
Okay.
No. I'm doing this holy thing, and Shannon says that she would die before she goes without makeup.
I would. I'm sorry. I have to be honest. You know, as you all knew, my mother, Moo Moo, who we did, was on the show with us sometimes, and up until the very end, I just got to have that mascara and that lipstick.
Well, what can I say? I'm trying it. I mean, I know that my contacts, I can actually see, there isn't this invisible film that I can't see. So, yeah, I do notice that there is a difference in going without makeup, and that's only been for a couple of days. So, okay. Did you also know that corporate bribery is legal?
Corporate bribery.
Now, these are things that I have been learning on URTV. Corporate bribery is legal. So all of these corporations can lobby your senators to do whatever they want to do.
I thought I thought they'd put an end to that. No, huh?
No, because remember, corporations are nonfiction, which I really, really, really find it interesting. There was a man, let me see, was it Democracy Now? I think it was. A man had bought public land, and he had just tried to stop the auction because they were auctioning off public lands for utilities, for utility companies in order to profit from. So he ended up raising the money that he needed, but the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, would not take his money. And it's like, now they want to sentence him to 10 years because he was obstructing this auction. So there's a lot of things that are going on out there. Tim DeChristopher, which I found that interesting because it's so used to our DeChristofaro.
Yes.
Who is in the control room as well as the I Ching guy. But when we're really coming down to it and we're looking at what we need fuel. And if we are going to be dependent upon, which if you were watching what's really going on in Western North Carolina, you would see that we get less than 1% of our oil from Libya, and look at how the prices have just jumped. Did you know that we really get our oil, the majority of our oil, from Canada and Mexico and Venezuela? So I found that very, very
interesting how that all comes to play.
And then there was also a soldier who was, well, not just. I mean, there are many soldiers who are starting to speak up about the war and about what they go through and why are they fighting and about how much of a profit the war is. And yes, every time we have a war, it is all about profit. And I have one more in here where the I Ching's Angela Durst from Germany has been requesting a question, so I'm going to have to pass that on. So, yeah, there's been a lot of things going on. And when I was in front of the county commission meeting, talking about all these different planetary things, and a lot of people think that we're really, really crazy when we talk about interplanetary aspects and all that good stuff. But someone here today is going to make light of, and that is our guest today, Richard Schulman. Hello, Richard.
Hey Lisa, good to see you.
Good to have you on.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
I think that your play is like so cool. I've been watching it grow for about, 2 months now?
Yeah,
is that how long
we started rehearsing in January.
Yeah, and I mean, just the little bit I have, a little bit, 3.5 hours I've recorded so far, I can see what a big difference that the people performing, singing, how they've evolved.
It's definitely coming together. of course, the show is next Friday, opens a week
Right.
from today.
Right.
And so the timing is perfect.
Oh, it's so cool. I mean, the storyline behind it. That's yeah. You're gonna. It's really cool.
It's really cool.
How did you ever come up with? Is it your storyline or?
Well, it kind of came to me, and okay, first it's called A Dream of Camelot.
Right.
So it's about the vision and the desire for a better way of life for everybody. And starting with the people in Camelot, at the destruction of their society, they said, we can do this better without killing each other, and learning to love ourselves and each other. And so the musical A Dream of Camelot is about that process where the various people, the various characters, learn how to look within and have compassion on the different parts of themselves, and as well as compassion on other people as well. And basically, we all learn how to get along. So,
yeah, it's just so. I mean,
Sounds wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds
So it's
like
like-
Camelot.
well,
Yeah.
we have a clip. Do you have that clip up there?
should I talk about what that is first?
Yeah, please.
I think the clip that you have starts with there's a character named Molly in the show who is just waking up spiritually. And so this is her wake-up process. In the meantime, there is King Arthur this is in modern day, but on the inner planes, King Arthur is watching and supporting her in her waking up. And then there's a chorus that comes in at the end, and they're also
You're gonna,
they're from the inner planes. So it's kind of like if you imagine when you have a positive thought and you start thinking towards your own enlightenment, you have all these angels that come in behind you to support you. And that's kind of what's happening in that scene.
Can you get it there, Jeffrey?
No,
Yeah, and then you can take
Sounds like
us out.
a lot of new
There you
age
go.
preaching. Well, I'll try it. Couldn't hurt. It's supposed to be good for you. I need a new beginning. If every breath can be a new beginning, well, I can start right now. Every breath can be a new beginning to bring us here right now. Every breath, a new returning to the center of our being. Now I am letting go. Now returning to the place where
That was beautiful.
I
And what an
know.
excellent piano player.
Well, that's just part of my job.
A part of his job, Bull. Bull, you love your passion.
Yes, I do.
I mean, when we love our passion, it doesn't seem like it's a job.
That's true.
I mean, even though jobs we get paid, some of us still do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Right.
Yeah. And you've done a lot of different different types of music, or I should say, not so much different types of music, but you've written quite a few things.
Well, that's true. I'm a musician that I've been a jazz piano player for many years, and in the mid '80s, I started learning about meditation, and so I've been creating music for meditation and healing since then. And in the meantime, I've made a lot of records, a lot of CDs, and so I have a record label called Rich Heart Music. Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know.
Yeah, you said it, so it's okay.
Okay.
But you didn't say if it was just don't give the exact website and we'll be cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But we do have you up as one of our thankful sponsors, or we are grateful for you for sponsoring.
Well, I'm happy to, and it's really been a blessing to have you coming to rehearsals and videotaping. That way, I get to see
The progress.
see how it's coming along.
Yeah,
Progress.
because I mean, just like I said, just from when I had started until now, I mean, it's amazing, and I can only imagine what it's going to be next week.
Well, it's
You know, because
Coming
then it's going to
together.
be in the Scottish Temple, and I can just imagine the sound in there.
right.
I mean,
It
that's-
actually,
yeah.
The Masonic Temple
Masonic,
is, yeah, I think the Scottish Rite built it.
Yeah.
But the Masonic Temple is has a theater on the 3rd floor, and has a wonderful sound.
Oh, wow.
And they seat 275 people actually, but the sight lines aren't so good for the last 25, so we're stopping the tickets at 250.
I
At
see.
250.
And how long will this be shown?
It'll be next Friday, the 11th, at 8, and Saturday, the 12th, at 8, and then Sunday, the 13th, at 2:30 for a matinee.
Okay. So 8 o'clock on Friday, 8 o'clock on Saturday, and 2:30 on Sunday.
Right.
Right. So we're talking the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
And I'm going to go and film it too.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to hearing the whole thing, because I've heard, you know, a piece here, you know, they're practicing this, they're practicing that, so yeah, it's gonna.
And I've been seeing
really,
it
oh,
on the
man.
station.
Yeah.
So interesting to me. Richard, when a thought like that comes together, from the time that you kind of decide that the thought is there and I'm going to create from that thought, how long did that take?
I thought it would be much quicker than it has been. You know, when you first get an inspiration, you never know how long it's going to take, but it takes what it takes. I've been working with energies of Camelot and the Holy Grail since the mid-90s.
Oh, okay.
But this particular show got started. I started writing it in 2006.
2006.
So we are
okay.
now about 5 years since I began writing it.
Oh my.
So,
So it's kept evolving. Is that?
well, the writing was such a wonderful experience, and
Now you're just talking writing the music.
writing well, and the book, and
so you
and the
wrote
lyrics.
the words, the whole 9
Yeah.
yards. Oh,
Right.
way cool.
So I've been a composer for many years, but I've only really I've written songs in the past 20 years or so, but it's really just the last 5 years as I've been working on this show that I'm really now I can consider myself a lyricist after 5 years. But it's been a process.
So this has been evolving?
Oh yeah.
Now, did you present this before?
We presented a reading
Okay.
a year and a half ago at the Light Center in Black Mountain.
Okay, that was just a reading of the
Right.
script?
Everybody had their books, and it was also they sang the songs too.
Right.
And so I saw that yes, it's a good show, but this time around, I've added some songs which seem, and I've added a few scenes, so it's a deeper program now, and. Plus, I got this director, Jerry Crouch, who does a lot at ACT, and he has helped.
He's a character in himself.
Definitely. And he's helped me
Really?
do some editing to make it, I would say, more stage-worthy. Because my vision is kind of like, as if, as I wrote it, I was almost seeing it like as a big Broadway production with lots of scenery and all kinds of effects, or maybe as a film even. And what Jerry's done is he's taken it and made it work on the stage, so one scene flows to the next very seamlessly.
Oh, I see.
No, I'm just
You're excited,
yeah,
I can tell.
Yeah, because I mean the plot line behind it, I mean, doesn't everybody like a good fairy tale? I mean,
Right. It starts
Yeah.
as a tragedy and it becomes a happy ending, becomes a comedy. And in the process of becoming a comedy, we get to look at ourselves because the characters are reflecting those aspects in ourselves. And everybody has, you know, stories about relationships and stories about, you know, if they're loving themselves and what is it to love yourself. And sometimes if it's, you may be loving yourself, but there may be some part of you that wants something, and you need to love that part, and then you need to make a choice as to whether it's appropriate for you to indulge that part, or if that part is good, if that's going to be good for you or not good for you. So, but it needs to be, so this musical shows how you can interact with yourself in a way, in a loving way, and still be in charge of yourself, as opposed to, you know, letting those wounded parts run our lives. So this is the story of the unraveling of some of that, and then the rebuilding of ourselves as personalities more aligned to what's good for us or to our essential nature.
So even though it's a fairy tale, it's something that as viewers will give us, should be able to give us some power to become to be more positive about our lives and our situations.
It's been transformational for myself, for all the cast members, and I believe it will be transformational for anyone who sees it.
How exciting. And especially right now when, you know,
we need things
we
like
need
this.
things. We need,
Yeah, but I mean, there's just so much in behind it. I mean, I cannot tell you to go. That would be a call to action, and we don't do things like that around here. Even wicked old witches. Yeah, we can't.
But we can say that we are going to go.
I can say that I'm going to go. Yes. We can do that, because I mean, even though I'm saying fairy tale, I mean there's just so much more in there, and I think that, you know, fairy tale is a good term because there is so much in behind fairy tales.
Right, because
I mean, so many meanings.
there is a reality behind the story, and there's a reality that is shown in how the actors emote and how what the different songs do and what they say. Even when I'm doing a spoof, I don't know, I think that you had talked about UFOs or something, and we have a spoof on UFOs as one of the songs, and I think that's what we have up next.
Jeffrey, can you and keep an eye on that volume? You have to watch, because we don't want to get it up real loud, because that's when the cracking occurs. We have Jeffrey DeCristofaro in the control room.
From my work week,
Well, you haven't even built your campfire yet.
Take us out.
Oh, I just got here and it's already getting dark. I figured I'd do that tomorrow.
Well, we have ours going. We're 2 sites down the left. If you need anything, let us know.
Okay, I will. My name's Mark. What's yours?
I'm Glenda, and this is my husband, Tom.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, are you another tree hugger just like us?
I'm a wannabe tree hugger. I still live in the city, but I sure like it here.
Well, you're having a close encounter with the real thing right now.
Speaking of close encounters, did you hear about the UFOs in the area? I'm hoping they'll show up here.
Yeah, I saw them in the night sky once. They were doing the strangest things. They were like turning at right angles and stopping, going back and forth really quickly in the night sky.
I've never really seen them, but I believe in them.
Did they get close?
No, but I went to a convention that year, and a lot of people said that they've spent time with them.
I went with Tom just to see what was going on there. It seems there are quite a few experiences people report, and they're all very different.
Yeah, some of them are real ships with hardware, but others are not really real, kind of like interdimensional. You know, like in your dreams.
Is it like War of the Worlds?
Some people think they're out to enslave or eat us.
But we think they're more friendly, and are here to help us become more peaceful on Earth. Well, there's one way to find out who they are for sure. Is anybody up there? Yes, you. We'd like to get to know you. Yes, you. Or our imagination will run quite wild with you. We'll have an expectation that you'll have to break through. So before we can build our misconceptions, please show us what you're like. We'd like to have a close encounter, but only if you're our type.
Is there someone overhead? Do they want us live or dead? Are they friend or are they foe? Is there any way to know?
Do they feel good when you think of them? Are they cuddly? Could they be our friends?
Will I get any sleep tonight? Be still alive or die of fright? If I awaken, I am dead. Will I be with them instead? Wait a minute, this is really crazy. It's a mystery, I can let this go. If we welcome life as an adventure, we can find a gift we didn't know. Buy a sponge and play pretend, thinking that our life could end. What could be around the bend? If life brings it, it's my friend. So I'll breathe now, pausing for a moment. If I'm present, I can be more clear. If we're meeting someone from Arcturus, it'll be more fun if I am present here. Do-do-do-do.
Way cool, isn't it?
Really fun.
Oh, big time.
So what happens during that song is that Mark realizes that it's his own inner self that he doesn't need to be afraid of what might be. So he learns to stop worrying about that and says, well, if he's going to meet somebody from Arcturus, well, it'll be more fun if I'm present here. So,
And that's kind of like the going without makeup.
you know, you look like you.
I know, but I have not gone without makeup. I mean, we are lucky on here to remember hair and makeup, but this is the first time I have gone without no makeup in I don't know how long, and it's
I know,
it's
because sometimes you're putting on at the beginning of
well, that's my face.
Yeah.
I mean, when I go out in public, I put a certain face on, and that's my face, and I think that the play has a lot to do with what I was just talking about.
You know, it's so interesting. So many talented people. I mean,
Oh,
how do you
yeah.
find all these people? How does that process work?
Well, some of the people found me. I sent out to my email list a request if anybody was interested, and we also had auditions. We put a listing in the Mountain Express and in a bunch of Craigslist and I don't know if we did something in the Times too, but we sent out a request and people showed up, and some of the people were people that Jerry knew. As a matter of fact, Jen, the woman that Jen Worthen, she sang Now. She knew Jerry Crouch, and suggested that I meet with him. Should I tell who the people are?
Oh yeah, please, please.
So that was in the first piece. Jen Worthen was playing Molly, and she did the main vocal, and Peter Tam played Arthur, who was backing her up in that.
Okay, that was the first one.
Yeah, and this one, Tony Fogelman is the guy who's kind of getting introduced to UFOs.
Mark?
Mark, he's
Okay.
Mark. And Tom is played by Lawrence Hines, and Glenda is played by Beverly Todd. And they are, you know,
I mean, I was saying that they were world class, and I didn't know if they were recording artists, but I mean, they have world class voices. I mean,
Yeah.
they are all like the top of. Yeah.
I'm very pleased with this cast, and hopefully we will do a cast album. So
That would be
but
exciting.
that's takes time and money. The first thing right now is to is get the show up.
Get the show out there.
And
Yeah, because I remember seeing that you had done something on URTV back before, and that must have been the reading that I had caught, where somebody had recorded
yes,
the reading of it.
We made a
and it made
9-minute promo video.
Oh, is that all?
From the, well, I also recorded the whole thing.
Right.
Just with one camera, and that was for me to see what was good, what was bad, what needed to be changed, and you know, and of course the cast members all got that too.
Well, just that little part, I was quite impressed by it. And
You
that
saw
was
the 9-minute one.
back, yeah, and that was
Right.
one of the reasons why.
We distilled that, and we also, in that video, we also talked about what's behind the show. So,
Well, I thought it was, really cool. Ann Fisher, she's been a guest on the show. She's the one who had told me about you were doing this and to get involved with you, and that's how I ended up getting involved with Richard and filming it.
Through
And
Ann.
yeah, the people know Ann.
it's a small world. I mean, I've
it
played
is.
for her Earth Day celebrations in Morganton.
Yeah. Yeah, he has Ann Fisher up on there. You really can't see it that great, but that's all right. The type up on there.
Oh.
It's Jeffrey DeCristofaro. And yeah, make sure that you put up Earth Heart Music so that they can find you, because you are pretty easy to find.
Oh, you mean Rich Hart? Earthheart
did-
is
oh.
that's Lisa Almaraz's.
Yes.
He was on her show
Yesterday.
on Thursday, yesterday, and I missed it. I caught right,
Just go.
She was
yeah.
saying, yeah.
Yeah, she'll be rerunning over the weekend.
Yeah, but I wanted to see what they were talking about so that I didn't
Okay,
repeat it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's okay if we repeat it because this is so exciting. And
We need to get the message out, and I appreciate it.
And then the one girl was telling me about her grandfather, that he's 93, and that he really wanted to be there, but he's not able to
Oh, really?
fly. Yeah.
we want to be here to see it
Because he
in
goes
person.
to every one of her shows.
Oh.
And he had just was in the hospital like the week before or something, so he wasn't going to be able to come. I'm not the greatest remembering names, but the blonde, shoulder length, or not shoulder length, but about down to here, straight blonde. I know that she's coming up on
Okay,
some
well,
of the video.
when she comes up, we'll spot her, and I can tell you who she is.
Yeah, if you want to just run that on, if you on in the effects, if you want to put the roll in the effects. No, that's CG all the way over. Camera 1 and effects, and put the roll in on the top into the effects. Yeah, you understand what I'm. Yeah, without the voice. If you want to turn the sound, just pull the sound all the way down. There you go. Okay.
Actually, it's going to be coming up to some other songs, so we can maybe catch them as they're.
Oh, we can do that. Yeah. Well, now that it's playing, all he has to do is zip it on up. So you tell me when you want sound, and he will. Oh. Hey.
Well, I guess he's singing now, but actually, the next song is.
The one that you want to hear.
Well, he's talking about his relationship issues, and now she's telling him about compassion. So you might want to
you
try
want to hear?
that.
Okay, go ahead. Stop.
This is good. He's talking about what you do inside and how you become a friend to yourself. So
Do you
maybe
realize that
let it
there are
run.
different
Okay.
parts of you that sometimes want.
Right. What do you mean by compassion?
Do you realize that there are different parts of you that sometimes want different things and sometimes fight each other for your attention?
What do you mean?
There's a part of you that's attracted to a woman for whatever reason, and then there's the part of you that finds stuff wrong with her. So remember, this is an inside job. Compassion is loving the part of you that yearns for her affection equally with the part of you that tears her down.
But what do I...
When you love both of these parts with an unconditional love, you'll find that you're bathing them both in a love that's unconditional and understanding.
But what do I do if she does something insane?
Your compassion for your own insanity will help you hold a field of love both for yourself and for her. But remember, if you think she's doing something insane, you need to look within yourself at the part of you that is judging her with equal compassion as whatever it is you're judging her about.
Wow. That's a tall order. But that would make me a friend to myself and her in a way that loves her, whatever happens.
And love yourself as well, and there you'd be, in a field of love. And that's the main thing.
I'll be a friend to myself. How am I to do it?
A friend to yourself.
There must be a way. There are parts I don't like, and then the part not liking. Yes, I've got quite a crew.
Yes, quite a stew.
So when all the parts of me want their way, they need a decision from me to say, I love you, yes, we can do that. Or I love you, no, we better not do that, it wouldn't be good for us. Or simply just I love you. I'll be a friend to myself.
A little love will do it.
A friend to myself.
Their love will lead the way.
There are all the parts that I am. We can work together. Yes, I have quite a crew.
We'll make it through.
All of me remembering that I love you.
I think this is where I messed up.
Linda, I can see now how.
Oh, way cool, way cool. And what were you saying? Do you think this is where you messed up?
Oh, well, at one of the rehearsals, I forgot that we were continuing the song, and I just stopped, and they were wondering where to go next. But those are rehearsals done at my house.
Yes, yes, and
gonna
those are
ask
not
where
the
you did those.
costumes.
Okay.
So
Right, we don't have the costumes
Right.
yet. We're going into costumes this week.
really, oh.
So
Now, when are you going to be doing it again?
this is Friday the 11th, Saturday the 12th.
Yeah,
and
no,
Sunday
I
the
meant
13th.
rehearsals.
Oh,
so
the
I can-
rehearsals.
yeah.
Oh, well, we are starting it at the Masonic Temple
Are you?
on Monday
Okay.
with our rehearsals.
Okay. Because I was like, okay, let me see. When do I have the camera so I can make sure that I get in there and get some more footage?
Right. We're also doing an open rehearsal. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but it's a free one. It's an open rehearsal at SART, Southern Appalachian Repertory Theater, up in Mars Hill.
Oh yeah.
This Sunday from 3 to 5.
Okay. And what's that for?
Well, it's a double thing.
Okay.
One is so that we can rehearse in front of people,
Okay.
and also, of course, we can sell tickets after the rehearsal.
We
But
we
But
are
it's-
not commercial.
but the purpose is also to show the audiences that normally attend SART what we're doing.
And that's Southern Appalachia
Southern Appalachian Repertory Theater.
Repertory Theater. Okay, so what kind of theater? What is different than they do than what you're doing? You're a musical and they're not, or?
Oh well, they're a theater that has
Okay.
lots of wonderful plays and musicals.
Okay.
They just happen to be a place where it's a venue that has theatrical activities there.
Okay, so you could not get in there to do it? Why would
No,
you
no,
not
we're-
do yours there?
Well,
I mean, you're doing it at the
they have their
Scottish.
program all set,
Oh.
for the next year.
Oh.
So we're
okay.
producing our own,
Right.
but
So that's just their venue.
but they're allowing us to. Well, it's kind of like it's a win-win for them because
Okay.
they get to review
what you're doing?
they get to tell their audience what they're doing this year,
Oh, okay.
and plus they get a benefit of seeing our open rehearsal.
Uh-huh. Way cool.
Now, if anybody would like to go to that, do you have to call ahead or just show up?
There is an email that they've requested an RSVP.
Okay.
But I'm saying there is an email that you could call, but I think that it would be fine for people to just show up because at this point I think there's some seats left.
Okay.
So
And that's where
that's going to be
again?
Sunday
Sunday.
at 3 o'clock
Uh-huh.
from 3 to 5 at SART, Southern Appalachian Repertory Theater, which is at Mars Hill College in Mars
Okay.
Hill.
Way cool. So you're giving out to the community.
Right. This is kind of it's a chance for us to practice in front of people.
Right.
And we're not giving them the whole show.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
That we're saving that for the Masonic Temple.
Right.
But it's a chance for people to see some of the show.
Some of it.
And and a chance for us to.
Well, you know that's like a teaser. I mean, they see a
sure.
little bit. I mean, you really want to see what else is going on.
Like we were doing.
Oh yeah.
Just
But I mean, I've been catching a couple here and there. But I mean, I've just been getting excited.
So you've been
the last
getting
time.
teased.
Yes, yes. Even worse than teased. Yeah. I mean, I thoroughly. Well, I was first introduced to you during the 10-10-10.
Right.
When you were part of the global peace movement.
Right. We did it at the City County Plaza, which was a wonderful, wonderful experience. I got to play meditation music for everyone.
Oh, it was beautiful. We had seen some of it on here, but unfortunately, I filmed it in HD. They wanted it in HD, and so the equipment, the transfer of, and so hopefully I'll be able to get that edited and up one of these days. I started doing raw, so if you out there keep an eye out, you will be seeing more raw with Glow Lady, because then I don't have to edit and take years in order for you guys to see the different things that I have been doing. So this past week I had put up on there the Walk for Choice. That was the women who were standing at Vance Monument rallying for our choice, our freedom of choice. And then this week coming up, you're going to see the Buncombe County Commission meeting. And you just never know what raw I'm going to be working on, so keep an eye out.
Is that the one we'll see behind the scenes?
You will want to see what goes on behind the scenes, because Shannon was telling me that they were playing nice on their channel, and what I've got, you should see what they do behind the scenes while the meeting is going on. Yeah, that is a show in itself.
That was the city channel, or
Buncombe County too.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's interesting because you have one character that is later on in the video, that's where the lady is she's not nice. She's the boss, and she's just not nice. So it kind of reminds you of city council or county commissioners. Yeah, we have them all over the place. Yeah. Okay. So I'm definitely looking forward to coming to experience the whole thing, because I have not seen the ending.
Oh.
I've been teased, and I have been teased, and I have not seen.
Right. You wonder if does the boy get the girl, or does the girl get the boy, and what?
Well, it's a fairy tale. What happens in fairy tales?
Well, is there going to be a happy ending? That's the big question. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, I know. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yes. Yeah. Keep us posted.
I'm going to take a drink, excuse me.
Yeah, you go right ahead. I've been drinking water as the show went on.
See, I even took off my label this week, so you do not know what I'm drinking.
I saw that, Lisa, yeah. So
I know.
I don't know what kind of water you're drinking.
I know. I'm not going to tell you why it looks pink.
Yeah, why is it pink?
That's what I'm saved by the bell. Allie, you look marvelous. Well, thank you, Allie. You mean I look half decent without makeup, or are you just trying to make me feel good?
She means without the makeup you look marvelous, or she wouldn't have told you that.
Well, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there who have these complexes. It's like it took me a couple of days even to consider going without makeup, and yeah, and then when I went to the county commissioners meeting, and then there's these cameras that are like right up in your face. I don't know for sure who it was, but it's like, well, you could have at least waited till I put my makeup on. I know, of all days to have the cameras right in your face, it's when you don't have makeup on. I have no skeletons
men
in
don't-
my closet.
Men don't have that option either, you know?
Oh, no, they do.
Well, they don't. Do you know any men that wear makeup? I don't really know any. I know they do on TV. Well, yeah, I know they do on TV, but yeah. But I mean, I don't know any locally.
Okay, are you going to have, are they going to have makeup on?
Well, it turns out that Jerry Crouch
Yeah?
happens to also be...
Wear makeup?
Well, I don't know if he wears makeup, but I know he is a hairstylist.
Oh, really?
And he's
cosmetologist.
going to be doing hair for all the members of the cast.
Oh, way cool.
I don't know if that includes me, because I probably could use a haircut and a trim here. But
See, now that's behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, behind the scenes.
But
So when's
I
this?
think there will be makeup, but I think this is where the costumes and that part of the show is going to be fairly simple.
Right.
So it may be that I don't even know if there's going to be a makeup person or if everyone's going to just do their own.
Mm-hmm.
So
It sounds like this show.
Yeah. We set our own sets up and we
Oh,
break
yeah,
them down.
yeah. And we put makeup on when we remember.
That's right. We don't worry. Yeah, I've seen some reruns where I've said, oh, well, gee, I forgot mascara that day.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
should just wear sunglasses, then we wouldn't have to worry.
I know. Well, it was a thought. Should I wear sunglasses and then they can't tell I have makeup on, or I don't have makeup on? That's pretty sad, isn't it? I don't know, the vanity part of, and then it's like, well, I guess if I'm getting older, then I'm getting to the point where it really doesn't matter if I don't wear makeup, because I'm getting to be one of those old maids. Is it just because of the youth and the folly of I have to have makeup in order to look younger?
You know what? I think that the younger generation, what I see, because, you know, Victor's in 11th grade now,
Right.
so, and I'm at the school often, picking him up. I don't see a whole lot. I mean, I see a little bit of lip gloss on the girls and all, but what I'm seeing is this clothes thing going on, you know, that they all look really cute, like they're
Right.
really into...
So what are you saying? That
I'm
they are
saying-
putting more
I
clothing
think they're
on than
putting-
makeup?
Yeah, I think that
More emphasis
yeah,
into
on-
clothing
into
than makeup?
clothing, Yeah. Funny, yeah. So I have a funny story about that, but I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Something that happened when we were in Miami
Okay.
that I found real interesting. But
Okay.
yeah, I think the youth is.
of course, now we're interested.
I can tell you real quick. Mark and I were going, or the I Ching guy and I went to a couple schools that he'd been to, and one of the security guards happened to be standing there, and he said, I said to him, all the girls have these same outfits on, and this is
Right.
a public school. And he said,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they've changed it. Now everybody has to wear a blouse and
Right.
pants. And
Right.
he said, so let me tell you, it's all about the shoes. We're talking $200 shoes throughout the school. So they just kind of substituted then. So these little, and I could see them. I was like, wow, I've never seen shoes like that. They look like buildings almost.
Right.
They were so high up. And yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, but
the
so they-
only
that's what they had
difference
to
is
do.
the
Yeah,
shoes.
so then they had to figure out another way to distinguish.
Wow.
You know, so I thought that was cute. He was laughing about it.
Status.
Yeah. I
That's
think
really
we're
funny.
coming to an end here.
Yeah, you want to put on camera? There you go. Yeah, we are getting down. I Ching guy
yeah.
is in there getting ready to talk to Karmic,
Yeah.
Kellyanne Beard.
Uh-huh.
Richard, thank you so much. I
Thank you,
really look
Lisa.
forward to this because I mean, there's just it's
great.
not just people singing. I mean, the message behind it is just so powerful, and just seeing the the little bit that I have seen, I really look forward to seeing the whole thing.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Shannon.
Oh, thank you for being here. And now I'm all
Yeah.
excited too. This is
Great.
I'm kind of glad we didn't get a chance to talk ahead of time about it because
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
she
so
didn't know.
interesting to see it and then to hear your responses.
Oh,
and that,
you haven't seen nothing yet.
yeah, I can tell, but I mean, just what I saw was incredible.
Yeah.
And what
Oh,
I must
knew
have
that
seen
you
was
would-
the 9-minute one because I saw
yeah,
where they were talking.
yeah.
They had the scripts out.
Right.
That must have been the one that I saw here on
Yeah.
the station.
But I mean, what it is now
And
is,
even at that, I
oh.
was just amazed because I thought they don't have all the sound
Yeah.
stuff going, and these voices were incredible.
Yeah.
They're really excellent.
Oh, they're yeah. I mean, each one, and then Breezy, you okay. Breezy wasn't here. Breezy was here before you. Breezy had helped out on Bill. Oh goodness. She had helped out here at URTV
Okay.
before, and I never knew that she had such a beautiful voice. I mean, it was like, whoa, Breezy, you're here, and then to hear her sing, it's like, whoa, yeah. I mean, she blew me away. Well, I mean, a lot of them did blew me away. So, hey, man, we love you guys, and we'll catch you up next week.
Bye.
Be good. Stay tuned for Karmic Tools, and then I Ching guy is back. Woohoo!
Nashville and beyond. This is Kelly M. Beard of Karmic Tools and Lunar Reflections. How are you? Today is Friday, March 4th, 2011, and it is the new moon in Pisces. So that is the star of our show this week. But it is leading up to a huge party next week. So we really have to lay the foundation over the course of this week. And this is new moon intentions for sure. This is a one-year process of Pisces, expanding the vision, getting deeper and a little more broad and expanding the vision in some ways. So we do this every year, for sure. And I believe we had the eclipses in 06, 07, so that probably launched a few things that are being activated every year around this time. And it's just, oh my God, I don't even know where to begin. Okay. Today is going to lead us to next week. And so what I'd like to do is encourage you to take some time out whenever, wherever you can. So one of the juicy pieces of time outs and meditation and the things that Pisces energy really, really supports, and we're swimming in Pisces energy right now until the 20th when we hit spring equinox and move into Aries. So for right now, Pisces energy affects my Virgo Pisces babies and my Gemini Sag babies. And we have a lot of action in the sky that's activating you all too right now as we speak. So some timeouts are not too much to ask. And what I'm going to do is, because we have such gigantic, huge social and collective things coming in, is I'd like to just prep you with the moon energy, because that is what makes it so personal. It is how you're feeling about these larger shifts and being poked and activated in different ways and supported in a lot of ways. So don't get it twisted. Yes, some days are harder than others and more emotional than others and things like that. But it's also, you know, again, a response to the last thing and preparation for the next thing. So we really want to be cognizant of whatever feelings are coming up and processing them as best we can in the moment. You know, Pisces is all about completion. It's the end of the zodiac. March, this whole month, brings a big, big, big time endings and new beginnings. And you have to remember, this is the next click of the wheel from winter solstice initiations. So whatever we started at that point is now about to blast off and blossom and open up and be received in the world, more or less. So it's like you've been working behind the scenes all this time, and now some things are going to go public. So that's a lot, you know. Pace yourself and make sure that you're clearing the decks and completing things. The completion piece is so huge. And again, we had a similar energy kicking at winter solstice when we had the Gemini full moon lunar eclipse, major ending, 12 hours before the winter solstice, major new beginning. So here we are again with Uranus moving through that last degree of Pisces for 84 years. And when it hits Uranus a week from today, on March 11th, next Friday, that initiates the whole new 84-year cycle. So that's pretty big. And if it's too big, then I'm encouraging people to bring it down to the 7 years it's going to spend in Aries, what kind of intentions you'd like to set for that. And in preparation for it hitting Taurus and you having to cultivate something tangible. Okay, Aries is like, let's just get it started. Let's be free. Let's break out of the old patterns. Let's reconnect with our instincts and our internal compass and liberate ourselves from whatever has been restraining or constraining thus far. So that's a lot. So I'm going to say for this week of the new moon in Pisces, you need to have some time outs to just visualize what it is that this gigantic new beginning is going to bring for you, and what new story are you telling, and how has your truth shifted and changed and evolved over time. And if you want to, you know, if you're feeling Uranus, the last 7 years, it's been on Pisces. So that's been liberating the Virgo Pisces babies, and Gemini Sag babies have been pushed to grow way outside of their comfort zone. So that's the 7 years that's wrapping up. We're doing a big assessment of that as well, and then leading to this next leg of the journey. So again, with the endings, new beginnings is just huge right now. And just to focus on the Pisces things for your new moon wishes, you want to definitely set your intentions for the dream and the vision, and where you can be more connected to your own intuitive knowing. The shadow side of Pisces is a lot of isolation and illusions and delusions. There's an addiction and escapism piece to it, but that's because Pisces is all about spirit and God. The whole Virgo Pisces dynamic is about being a spirit in human form and managing that duality in this lifetime, not postponing it or pushing it off or pushing it aside. So part of the escapism addiction thing is just trying to be closer to God, trying to open up and broaden that. They feel things. All water babies are feeling things that they can't necessarily articulate or tie to something tangible. But that doesn't make it any less real, okay? So we're still working through a lot of those things. But because of that altered states of consciousness piece and connecting to God peace, that's why meditation is going to be so juicy and delicious for the next 2 weeks at least. But we're going to focus on this week specifically, and I wanted to encourage you to look into the void of course when the moon is not making any aspects. We have a couple of times this March that I want to put on your radar, and that is March 15th. So that's a little ways away, but that's a 10-hour timeout from 6 in the morning. This is East Coast time, United States East Coast time, from 6 in the morning till about 3:30 in the afternoon. If you can get any time during that time to pause and do some meditation, it's going to be extremely useful leading up to a very powerful super full moon in Virgo. So that's going to be useful. And then toward the end of the month, we have even bigger activations because all the energy is going to move into Aries and start tagging all the big boys and moving social and collective things along. And if you have Aries, Libra, or Cancer, Capricorn in your energy field, then you're going to be activated big time, too, by the end of this month. So this is preparation for, so whatever timeouts you can get, you really should take them because Aries doesn't do a lot of time out. And so this is a very different vibration. But we get to the 27th, and we have an 8-hour void, of course, but it's overnight. So I don't know how many of you are night owls like me, but 11:20 p.m. until 7 a.m. the next morning is a timeout. So I will definitely be in meditation mode at that point because on the 28th is the final Jupiter opposed Saturn piece, and that's expand and consolidate. So if you get some time, even earlier on the 27th, to just meditate on which aspects of your life do you need to expand and think bigger, and which things need to be simplified and consolidated and released probably, and you just want to strip all the non-essential, okay, and get down to the basics. So if you have some time at that point, then that Jupiter-Saturn piece might not be so challenging. By the same token, it is Aries-Libra, which is self versus others. It's your independence within the context of relationships. So there might be some negotiation going on because that's what oppositions bring. There's this integration compromise piece that makes oppositions useful. But when it's not working, then it's swinging from extremes, and that's no fun for anybody. And then on the 31st, the last day of the month, is going to be a huge timeout, but I'm still researching that one. So I'm just going to encourage you for April Fool's Day to take a time out for yourself and do some meditation because by then you're going to have so much to marinate. We're just at the beginning here. So for the Pisces new moon chart, we do have this T-square where Uranus is leaning on that last degree. And I read somewhere, I think it was Brenda Brush, spoke to the fact that Mars has moved into early Pisces and Uranus is hitting the end of Pisces. And what that means is that the one leading with the first degree, Mars, means we need to take some action. And the final outcome, theoretically, Uranus at the last degree, is liberation and freedom. So, again, you just can't sleep. You can't procrastinate. You need to take the timeouts when they're supported and when you have time to do it. And, again, it's quality, not quantity. So if it's 10 minutes of quality focus where you can just be still and allow Spirit to sort of move through you and relax your being and open you to receive the guidance, then you can make the decisions when you come back out into 3D and have to function again. But there's a huge T-square, which means there's a piece that we need to bring in consciously of the Virgo, which is creating the new system. We know it's a new day, and now we really need to calibrate our systems. But the whole concept of Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini, Sagittarius is very ideas and ideals. It's a lot of intangibles, but again, no less real. It's still affecting people. People make decisions based on what they believe to be true, and that's this whole crew. So we have this energy going on where the opposition of the new North Node has moved from Capricorn to Sagittarius. So it, too, is at the last degree, and it's in the 5th and 11th house. So our creativity and our community and who we are within the context of the community is getting a balance, but Uranus is tagging it, okay? And this is almost like, again, a huge ending, new beginning, because the nodes are going into place for about 18 months, and Uranus is moving out soon, next week. So this is the last hurrah, because Uranus won't be back at this point, and who knows how that overlaps the cycles. I'd have to do some math that I can't do in my head right here. But this is huge. So in order to liberate your truth and story, you're really going to have to bring in that Virgo pragmatism and getting very, very practical, doing the work, focusing not so much on the details that you're distracted, but enough on the little things that make the big thing work. That's my good side of Virgo. If you know that this is the glue that holds it all together, then that's what you want to give some attention to consciously, because it's not fully represented here. Now, Juno, what we're deeply committed to, is there. So I think if you have access and you're not doing the Pisces escape thing, then you are probably ready to commit to the work at a whole new level, in a whole new way, with being more centered in your own heart knowing and your intuitive knowing. That's going to be really useful, but it is going to take that conscious commitment, because it doesn't have a lot of support there. And the 8th house of Uranus is liberating you from 8th house. That's Pluto, man. That's the deepest, darkest underworld there is. It's death, rebirth, and transformation is what the 8th house is all about. It's also about our resources and how we use things in the world to get things done. And Uranus is saying whatever is there is done to the tune of 84 years. So let's claim that. And remember that you can break that down to 21 or 42-year cycles as well. So for those of you not quite 84 years old yet, you can look back 20 or 40 years and see, again, just the click of the wheel. As it moved around the zodiac, it's moving the collective along as well. So that's the biggest news of the Pisces new moon chart, which helps us really stay centered in what we're trying to create, which is a little more compassion and altruism and timeouts, because the speed of things that are moving along is just so fast that we're not even getting a chance to process, which gets tricky, because then you look up and things are done and you don't remember voting, and that gets hard. So I'd like you to just consider this week a womb period, where you pull back and are simultaneously maybe a little uncomfortable, but also provided for. So that's when you get that womb feeling of development, okay? And things are growing and developing, because we're getting ready for spring equinox, when the first little blossoms happen and the first breakthroughs happen, and you can't even hold them back. You're not controlling this. Remember, Spirit's working through you. You're just the channel for the expression. So you want to honor your own creativity in that, because that's usually Spirit coming through organically. And just close your eyes and practice sensing things around you. If you get that visual of the womb, or even just being underwater, you can hear things, but you're not sure how close or far away they are, or what it is that's making the sounds. You sense things in a completely different way, and you take in information in a completely different way. So we want to really do that as much as possible over the next week or two as we're setting this new vision. This is the seed point, okay? We're really planting the seeds for the new year that's going to burst forth, and the first step toward the new vision happens in Aries. But the thing about Aries this particular year is just all that big activations, all the big social and collective planets that are just really engaged at this time. And this is where we are, guys, for the next 3 or 4 years. So, again, pace yourself, take your time, do what you can to fortify along the way, and recognize that as we're developing in Pisces, we're moving into position for the birth in Aries. And so you want to be fully developed. Don't rush things, because then if anything you're trying to do comes prematurely, then it's going to be much more delicate. It's going to take 10 times more work to keep alive and to get going, because you were in too much of a rush in the first place. So we don't want to roll that way. You know that all things come in divine time and order, so do your part and then let go and let God. That's how this energy is working, and we really already, most of us have gotten the memo. We are not in control. So we want to surrender, and trust is the big piece. We got a lot of guidance last night on the full moon, new moon call for trusting our own intuition and our own guidance, and that takes some practice, but you are in a position right now to connect to the miracle and to really connect to your own knowing and make some decisions based on that. And we have I wanted to recommend for those of you who maybe don't get into the Pisces meditation piece and need a different kind of language for it, is just to remind you, again, this only happens once a year or twice a year, because we get the 6-month mark. But in general, this is an annual timeout that is so useful and so necessary, okay? This is the rhythm. So we want to get in rhythm. And as the solar light and lunar light, this is source energy, is beaming through these particular signs, they're bringing forth the lessons. And Pisces is the lesson of let go and let God and not trying to control everything, while Virgo is the lesson of discernment, learning who, when, and how much to trust. You got to learn how to activate that filter and process what's going on in front of you. Gemini's all about how you communicate and express yourself and express your needs or communicate with other people. And Sagittarius is that higher truth that we gain through all the information that we pick up in the Gemini realm. Then Sag turns it into a story and makes a story out of it. Now, sometimes that story's true, sometimes it's not. We're working on that. But Dana Gerhardt has a great article on mooncircles.com called Pisces New Moon, The Call and Response. And she says, Pisces says that life's too short and there's important non-work to do. Each day, listen to your desires and follow them exclusively. That's the wisdom of flow. I'm suspicious, though. How would anything get done? And Pisces' eyes grew wide. She's talking in terms of archetypes or characters. His eyes grew wide and mirthful, as if to say, you'll see when you finally try it. I'd like to, for when I spend time with Pisces, my worries exhaust into a peaceful sigh, like petals releasing from a tired rose. At night, Pisces tells me to sit in a dark room with a single candle for at least 2 hours. If I stay there long enough, I don't know who I am anymore, yet my heart grows as big as the world. And the whole article is just great. But that is one of the things. Pisces may not look like it's working, but it really is. It's doing some of the invisible behind-the-scenes work. And so that's what you want to be doing for the next week. And the other piece that I wanted to warn you about as we move through this month specifically is that we have some really juicy guidance from Terry Lamb of daykeeperjournal.com for the first quarter and last quarter moons, because that's what's going to be happening. So we set our intentions this week in New Moon and Pisces for the new vision. We're seeding things, and we're helping develop the idea so that it can come to life in divine time and order, but healthy and strong and fully realized as well. And as we move through, we hit that first quarter, and that's usually where the action is. That's when we take the first tangible step in the direction of the new goals. And we get to do this every month, but right now it's kind of bigger because it's annual and it's the completion of the zodiac, and every other sign leads to Pisces. So that's, that's the end and the new beginning all connected. And so Terry was reading the Sabian symbols for the first quarter, which is next week. And the reason I think this is valuable is because of the big shift. On Wednesday, Mercury is going to hit Aries and be there until May 15th, and we'll talk about that in a second. Pallas is going to hit Aquarius. We're definitely going to cover that today. And then Uranus hits Aries on Friday. So right during as we lead up to this Gemini first quarter moon, which is coming in that Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week, oh, my God, you're going to have such bigger things going on around you. It'll be all you can do to calm that Gemini mind down and be still for 5 minutes. So you want to be as clear as you can and set the intention now so that when you're caught up in life and the rhythms and the flow, that your intention is already out there and Spirit can work with it. But the first quarter moon Sabian symbol speaks to 3 fledglings secure in their nest high up in a tree. And so Terry says, despite our worries, our new projects are safely developing without our direct involvement while we clean up old situations and clear the decks so that they can fly from their nest in their own time. Okay, so even next week, whatever action pieces you have to get into, you still want to trust that what you're cultivating is safe in that womb development stage that it is. But then when we move toward the end of the month, we're going to get through the full moon and the spring equinoxes, again, a huge ending, huge new beginning. And we get to the last quarter moon, and it's not in the same family. It's in Capricorn, which is more action-oriented versus idea-oriented of what we're dealing with right now. But that last quarter moon hits 6 Capricorn, and you got to remember Pluto's at 7. So this deepens your lunar experience. This deepens the activation in your heart and soul. And the Sabian symbol says a dark archway in the forest leads to greater depths and darkness beyond. In its shade lie an even 10 logs. The darkness hides, she says, and protects things in tender, early stages of growth. So we don't want to be afraid of the dark. We want to define our terms here. Seeds germinate in the darkness. This is so important. And in this particular darkness, in terms of cultivating what we're building, Capricorn, to go forward, the darkness is hiding and protecting what's in the tender, earliest stages, as well as those who are vulnerable to exposure. By being in harmony with the depths, we can tap its fertility to create new structures. Look inside the quote-unquote woods of your consciousness to find dormant potential. Okay, Capricorn's all about what you're contributing to the world. So ultimately, if you see this vision, you get to the Virgo full moon and you are working on a completely new system, releasing all the critical inner self-talk that doesn't serve anybody, and then initiating clean in spring. We're going to get to this last quarter, which falls around the 25th, 26th, 27th, which again has those other big activations. So this is going to be feeling personal, where you're looking into the dark corners to see where your power is, where your potential lies, and start activating that, calling it to the surface, telling your spirit and soul that you trust the guidance and you're going to trust what unfolds, no matter what it looks like, because none of it's looking like what we had in our minds, you know? And so that's the piece. As we move in and we set this tone with the new vision, we're going to hit Mercury in Aries. Okay, how you're thinking about who you are is about to get a total makeover and radically shift. So this is the first one of 3 for the year. Like I said, the free call with Mercury retrograde for the whole year is up and running. So anybody that needs that, just email me. And so that's going to hit, and you want to take action on your ideas. However, we know about retrogrades. It means pull back. There's a couple of more things that you have to get in place before you can launch. Okay, so it goes backwards on March 30th. This is the warm-up. So you really want to pay attention to how things unfold between the 9th and the 30th, because this is the territory that's going to get reviewed. It's okay to take some steps into the new beginning, but recognize that you may have some do-overs. You may have to finish something before the new thing can really start, something like that. And then you know the typical Mercury retrograde advice is to back up your computers and get your car serviced and all mechanical things. And then, again, do as many timeouts as you can, because theoretically the communication piece isn't working in the world, but it's tremendously supported on the internal levels. So the other piece I wanted to share with you that's really important, because, again, we're talking micro levels here. With us and Glow Lady and Karmic Tools' whole process, you know, we believe in all the global shifts and things, but we focus on if the individuals get it together, then the globe will be okay. And so this Pallas, which is the goddess of wisdom hitting Aquarius, is really juicy. And I want to share something with you from Asteroid Goddesses, and this is by Demetra George and Douglas Block. It's a book. And she says Pallas in Aquarius, which will read like, for anyone that has this position in their chart, this is you. And the people who did have this in their chart were Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King. So you know Aquarius is the community. Pallas is the innovative wisdom that we can draw from many, 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 many different directions to cultivate our community and support and thrive, hopefully, as we move into this futuristic thing. So Pallas in Aquarius represents a futuristic perception. One can see in terms of all the various possibilities of the future. And I just want this laced into your new moon intentions. That's all. As a healer, Pallas works with vibration, healing with color, sound, crystals, and white light as the reflector of the sun's Leo rays. Remember, Leo's opposite of Aquarius. And this is Venus spends about 3 weeks in a sign. So she's in Aquarius until the 27th of March. So we want to focus, and if you do need some healing, vibration, color, sound, crystals, all of that is really useful. Aesthetically, she expresses through creating the new. And that's the other thing. Don't look back. What's done is done. As an inventor or genius, she creates science fiction art, computer graphics, new wave music, rock video, and radical art. Now, are we not surrounded with this emergence right now? These artists are out on the forefront of the future, translating the tone of what is coming in for the masses. Politically, Pallas in Aquarius is the political revolutionary, advocating and defending humanitarian causes and organizing grassroots protests. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the next level. The wisdom of Pallas in Aquarius is the wisdom of the future. Let's claim it, everybody. Creating forms that will benefit generations to come. Ashe. So then in the new moon chart, it falls in the 6th house of work. Okay, it's not going to happen because we wish it so, but we're welcoming it in and we're setting the stage for it. And the 6th house is just about expressing it through the work. Now, what she's closest to is Venus, and I thought this was just fascinating. And the way it wraps up, you will understand. So this is for adults. This is Pallas, the mental creative principle, is combining with Venus, the feminine principle of love and sensuality. Since Venus is the goddess of beauty, this blends the highlights of the aesthetic qualities that Pallas brings. So when they're in harmony, these aspects indicate the ability to channel sexual energy into artistic expression. One's feminine sexual identity can also be integrated with outer world accomplishments. Because of the internal sexual balance that is present, the individual may seem androgynous and experience ease in a variety of sexual interactions. Okay, again, this is if you had Pallas and Venus together in your chart. There may be a desire to become an advocate or protector of women's equal rights. So again, more activations that are available, at least for the next couple weeks, that we can set our intent for. We can't change the world in an instant, but we can say the prayer and set the intention and put it out there for the universe to move the molecules and position you just so that you can contribute as well. And this ties into the whole big dynamics of the masculine-feminine finally getting balanced. So when it's stressful, then it can signify a blockage in the sexual creative expression. Remember, sex is the most potent form of creativity and creative energy. Conflicting choices between intimate relating and creative accomplishment may lead to a sacrifice of one for the benefit of the other. Okay, we got to work on this, everybody, as individuals. Confusion over the nature of one's female sexual identity may also exist. The resolution, praise God, of these conflicts lies in learning not to only actively create in the outer world, but also to become receptive and open so that one can attract the necessary inspiration, which is what Pisces is all about. In a general sense, this represents balancing one's internal male and female energies. So ultimately, that's what we're trying to do here. We really are ready for a new level of balance and reciprocity between these two aspects of our own being, where we need to be more masculine, active, and proactive on our own behalf, and where we need to be more feminine, where we create a space, allow, and invite it in. There's a time and place for both of those things, and we are so well supported. So I, again, am just going to encourage you to take some time out to dream as big as possible. Let your imagination run wild. It's once a year. That's not too much to ask. Just go all the way out and then come back in, working the steps to start initiating it and getting it going. Okay, so we are wrapping it up, I believe, and it's so great to talk to you guys. And happy birthday, Lisa's birthday was yesterday. We're sending her lots of light and love. And Asheville, I am working my way there, so I will keep you posted on that. And if you need anything, check me out at Karmic Tools or Lunar Reflections. And this is Kelly M. Beard. Stay tuned in a half an hour for the I Ching Show. Lots of love and light.